Hello everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Secret to Success. And today I'm honored and privileged for having the second guest. And today we have with us Grandmaster Sasikiran. So welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. And thanks for coming.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, sir. I didn't expect you to accept my invitation, but anyway, thank you, sir. So, so first of all, how are you doing these days, sir, in this COVID period?
Well, COVID period, it's a bit difficult that, you cannot really play any tournaments. You mean real tournaments, so you can only play just online events, yeah?
Yeah,
And basically, I miss the practice. Like, you need to keep playing events. But okay, but also when you have such a situation, you kind of make the best of it. Like you work on your games and then see where things have gone wrong, and then try to put your house in order, if you can say that. Yeah.
yes. Have you been playing any tournaments, sir? Online tournaments? Um,
Just some blitz events like Title Tuesday, but otherwise nothing much. Yeah. It's also like sometimes it depends on how you feel. Like, okay, you should feel. If you feel like working, then actually sometimes I feel like working, so I don't really feel like playing. Yeah. So if I don't feel like playing, then I don't play at all. Yeah. So
yes.
it depends on how one feels on that particular day and so on. Yeah. So it's
Yes.
not like you just want to. But if it's going to be like once the situation remedies itself, like this COVID situation remedies itself, I would definitely like to start playing again. Yeah,
Yeah.
normal over the board events.
Yes.
In fact, right now in Europe, there are already some tournaments going on, like over the board events are going.
Yeah. Right, sir.
So I hope, the situation it gets normal again. Yeah, and then everybody can start playing again. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I wanted to start from the beginning, sir. So, how did you start chess, and how did the interest grow?
Well, my father is a chess player, and he used to play with his friends. And also, he was like he was also playing professionally as well. Like he used to play in local tournaments and all. He also represented the Reserve Bank of India. His name is S. Krishnan, and so I just took an interest, like when I'm watching him play with his friends and so on. And after some time, as like other kids, I used to play a lot of cricket in my young days. So, and at some point, what happened was like all my neighbors who were like bigger kids than me, they all went to 10th standard and then they stopped playing cricket. Yeah, they have to concentrate on studies and so on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that point, like, okay, I was basically left with not much to do, so you can play without any like friends and so on. So my dad decided, okay, maybe I teach him chess. Yeah. I took a small interest, like, okay, like when I was seeing him play with his friends, so, okay, let's see. Uh, and then that's how it started, basically. That was probably when I was around, uh, let's say, 10 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to play chess with my maternal grandfather, but it was never any. It was never a little bit. What can I say? Not so much seriously. And my maternal grandfather is a very competitive person. Yeah, he never gives the game away. Yeah? So basically, I used to lose all the time. Yeah. So it was just one of the games. Yeah, like I used to play a lot, like Ludo, Carom, cricket, everything together. So it was generally, I should say that I've had a very happy childhood. So afterwards, like when chess started become, like for instance, my dad decided to teach me chess, and I think for the first few years, I was not having any great results as well. Like, say, I played under 10 national championship, state championship and all, but nothing, no special results. Yeah, like, okay, I just played and I enjoyed the game. So And my dad also had he said, okay, you should just enjoy the game. You should go to tournaments. And even while playing tournaments, we used to do a lot of other stuff. For instance, during the under 12 national championship, basically now everything is very serious. People take everything seriously. That time, we they used to fly kites and all during the national championship. I mean, can you imagine that happening right now? Like during the national championship, we used to fly kites. I mean, the preparation was very limited. Like, okay, I mean, my father wrote me a set of guidelines, kind of stuff, like basic stuff, like how to, centralization, all this stuff. I used to read it, and then maybe play through some moves, and that's it. Like, I think the preparation would be roughly over by like in 10-15 minutes. Yeah, that's the amount of preparation. The rest of the time would be like happily spent like playing and so on. Like it was never that serious. So I think by only when I think I was 14, I think. Yeah. So that time I won my first national championship. This was in Bangalore. Yeah. So this was under 18. I was only 14. So and it was like a big motivation for me to win the national championship, because before the time, like my although on the time, like my dad and me used to play a lot of games like skittles, yeah, and also serious games as well, and say like half an hour chess, 1 hour chess, and so on. And I used to lose a lot. Like, okay, so and then so generally after losing, I'll cry. So it was not, but okay. I mean, I was learning a lot. But before this national championship, I managed to beat him in one of this Nimzo Indians. Yeah, I remember this variation that happened in Botvinnik Capablanca. Yeah, this lines with this E3 Nimzo Indian. Yeah, the Samish. Yeah, Samish. Yeah. But Samish from the more from E3 Nimzo Indian. Like, for instance, E3, probably black goes D5, and then A3, bishop C3, BC3, and this line. And I don't have the record of this game, but I remember it was this opening, and then I managed to get the king. And I was quite happy that, like, okay, I mean, I managed to beat my father on this stuff. And so then, at the time, my dad used to smoke a lot. Like, okay, he used to smoke. And so we had a bet going, like, so if you win the national championship, he was thinking, okay, I mean, this guy is just 14, and then, there are many other guys like in under 18, like much older than him, much more experienced than him. So he said, okay, if you win national championship, then I'll quit smoking. Yeah. So we had a bet going, and then so I was like, I had a what can I say, like you can say it's hatred, not hatred. Hatred is not the exact word, but it's more like I didn't like when people smoked around me. Like, it was very difficult for me to handle this stuff. I mean, in the olden days, like people were allowed to smoke and 60s and all. They used to smoke a lot, even in the board. Yeah. So. Yeah. But I mean, this smoke was a really difficult problem for me. I used to cough a lot, and it was tough for me. So I said, okay, I mean, I'm really going to put my best in for this national championship, so that my dad will quit smoking. Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, I was playing this tournament with much more enthusiasm, and then I did win the tournament. Yeah. And my dad quit smoking, and he kept his word. Yeah. So it was a win-win situation, kind of.
Yeah. Sir, and
so that's I have kind of won in the age groups. Yeah. In fact, I never managed to win another national championship. Yeah. But okay, I mean, later on, anyway, both my dad was telling me, like, okay, you should not bother about titles and so on. You should really concentrate on improving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was all the time. It was always the same idea. Like for instance, when I was missing, let's say IM title and GM title and so on, he was saying, "Okay, don't bother. The title will come. Just keep your mind on improving your game." Yeah. So that's how it all went. Yeah.
Yeah. And sir, you were
Yeah.
mentioning that you won this national, which was very important for you because you wanted your father to stop smoking. So how was the work ethic like? Like, what were you focusing on, and what was your daily schedule like?
No, that time I think I was like barely 14 and attending school and so on. Yeah. Normally, what happened was like there were a lot of players who who were who my father engaged to to play with me. For instance, there was one person, Mr. A. Shankar. He actually now with railways. He used to come and he used to play this 1 hour game with me, and then later on we'll analyze together, and then I'll show the analysis to my father. And then there was also one person. There are a lot of players while I was young. Like for instance, there was one Mr. Gopi Krishnan. He used to play, and I used to play this Dutch defense. Yeah, and I was like, and we did not have a good opinion about Dutch defense. It was always like little bit of weakening and so on, and I tried to refute the Dutch defense and so on. And also there was one person, Mr. Ismail. Yeah, he was no longer anymore. Rest in peace. And he was teaching me end games, and also Mr. Sridhar, and he was also teaching me a lot of end games and stuff. So a lot of persons I worked with when I was very young, and actually I'm sorry if I forgot to mention someone. Yeah, so it's quite difficult. And also my dad was teaching me along with Kidambi, yeah, Grandmaster now. Yeah, so we used to work together. And well, work ethic, which find it during holidays, for instance, we three used to play a lot of blitz. Yeah, like myself, Kidambi, and my dad. So let's say we are having the summer holidays, and then he was like 2 years younger than me. So all three would sit together, and then roughly starting from let's say around 9 p.m. we'll start playing blitz. Yeah, winners to stay, and blitz will like go on until like 3 a.m. or so in the morning. Yeah, so that much. So you cannot really say that's a work ethic kind of thing. Like you're working very concentratedly. Basically, we kind of enjoyed chess a lot. So, which I mean, only when later on when I was like when I thought like okay, the playing blitz until 3 a.m. was like hurting my game. Really professionally, this I mean, you cannot lose sleep over that kind of just fun blitz and so on. Then I decided, okay, not to lose sleep over such stuff. But otherwise, in general, we generally do this. I mean, most of the time. And before the tournament, mostly I think we were working on Alikhine's games and Secrets of Chess Tactics by Goodricke. Yeah. No, Alikhine's games basically formed like the one book I probably would have read like thrice or 4 times. All the book. There was a big red book. Yeah. He wrote. I think it was his best game collections together in three best games collection together in one. Yeah. So it was I think kind of Bible kind of thing. Like most of the games were and many games like, but one particular game I was quite fond of because I think there was one French game. I think that there were some 4 queens on the board. Yeah. Not sure exactly. But okay, this one and Secrets of Chess Tactics by Dorothy. That is one of the other important books we were basically working on. The thing was like my dad would write a lot of notes in the book itself. Like, for instance, whenever we were looking at this tactics, yeah, we are solving some kind of positions and so on. So the first time we'll make these are notes. Where I'll compare the notes of Goodricke and our notes. In general, most of the time, while looking through these questions, I would write down the moves. Yeah. So that, like, okay, nowadays you're not supposed to write your move before you make the move, yeah, like in tournament practice. But those times, okay, this is just training, so I'll write down the moves, and then we'll compare the analysis and how accurate or so. So this process continued for, I think, probably 2 to 3 years. Like we finished the book twice, I think, and then third time also we were seeing this. And every time, like, okay, I mean, you feel there is some kind of okay, slight improvement here and there. Okay, noticing a few things and finding mistakes in the book and so on. So that's how it was like. So the work ethic is like analyze my games that I played in tournaments and this training games, and whatever books whatever books were available at the time. But for strictly like I mean, this, I don't know. He has this. He had the idea that openings you should kind of make it. What can I say? Like he had a completely different idea of openings. Like you should play everything and you should gather experience in all areas of the opening. So right from the start, I was playing like e4, e5, Karakan, Naidar, Chaminjin, everything. Yeah. And as white, he was kind of a little bit limited at the time. Like, okay, I mean, I was playing only d4. And slowly, then later on, okay, I kind of expanded into e4. Yeah. But basically, the opening work was done by my father. Like, he used to take this ECO and he used to pick the lines from the ECO and then backsport chess openings, intermediates and everything. And then he made together a file kind of thing. Like, I mean, you have to assimilate everything, yeah, like, and then to make it into some kind of coherent stuff, yeah. And we used to take this file to the tournaments, and before the games, we just look through the file quickly, and then that's the preparation. And I mean, that's the amount of opening preparation. And if some problem arises somewhere, yeah, we'll solve that particular problem during the tournament itself. And it was a big help for me. Like, okay, my dad used to accompany me until at least until I was like 18 or so. Like, he used to come with me for the tournaments. So, and during the tournaments, we generally kept a strict routine, like go to the walk and like wake up early in the morning, going for a morning walk, and you get a lot of fresh air during the event. And there will be morning rounds most of the time. So, when you go for a walk in the morning, like you clear your head and generally feel fresh. Yeah. And once I finish, once we finish the game, we come back and then have lunch and then sleep for a while, yeah, to recover from the tiredness and so on. And in the evening, then we'll generally discuss the game, like, okay, what went wrong or what went right, and so on. And once that is over, like maybe we'll go through one Alekhine game in the evening just to stay in shape and so on, and then go for a walk again, then have dinner together. That's it's a good routine, I would say. It's not what would it's more like a professional routine. Yeah, nothing. No. And once in a while, if I lost a game, then I'm kind of feeling, like, let's say, what can I say, feeling let down or something like that. During the time, we used to go say, okay, just to lift my mood, we used to go to the movies. Yeah, something like some comedy or something where you can just laugh your heart out, and then I would say it is more like. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing chess at the time also, even now also. Just it was, and it's a big support that your dad is supporting. In like he was not bothered about the result. He was generally focused on improving the character and to have a balanced kind of approach. Yeah, not really bothering about the results. Yeah, and then you just keep working and fine. And I mean, I believe that the hard work will eventually pay off. Yeah, so not bothering about the result. It was more. I think it made a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And sir, like in 1998, you played for the Indian team in Elista Olympiad, and also in 1999, you won Asian Junior. So, like, is there any changes you made compared to your under 14 national championship, or yeah, any changes did you make in your preparation?
Uh, uh, this 97 was actually a very good year for me. Yeah, because what happened was like I finished 10th standard in 1996, and then our family made I mean, okay, nowadays I think it's quite common, but at the time it was quite a difficult decision. Yeah, like so my dad and mom, they decided, okay, the boy is like quite interested in chess. Let's leave school for a year, yeah, and go, concentrate on chess, yeah. So I guess I think from if I think March 96, yeah, from like once I finished my 10th standard exams, and well, actually, I mean, this 10th standard exams, it was quite fun. Here, I need to mention my school, Modern Senior Secondary School. Yeah, they provide a lot of help. Like, for instance, I did not attend school from June to December. Yeah,
Yeah.
of 95. Yeah, like, I mean, this is completely unheard of. Like, okay, I mean, you give 6 months just to guy, let's just you concentrate on chess, and from January onwards we'll just take special classes, and then you know uh, I mean, just get you through the exams and so on. Yeah, so that was very nice gesture from my school. Yeah, and also they waived off my school fees, and I mean, it is a big encouragement from my school. Yeah, I would say. Nowadays, a lot of schools supporting chess, and I should mention this Velamal school also. Yeah, so it's very. But those times it was quite, I would say, revolutionary, right? And it was big support from my school, and so once I came back in January, they took a lot of special classes, and then I managed quite decent marks in 10th. In fact, math and Tamil, I in fact took I think first place in my school. Yeah, so it was so. And then, like, after 96, like, I think probably 96 March, I think. So we decided that we'll leave school for a year, and also it's also helpful that the school said, okay, I mean, we're just leaving for a year, we can just come back and join 11th. Yeah, there won't be any problem of any admission and so on. Yeah, so and so I left school, and then I started working on chess. Yeah, basically, I used to sit in a room, like, okay, and then unleash all my games and so on, and also unleashed whatever was going on currently. Like, I used to work on at the time Karpo's games. I used to work on, like, and my dad had prepared one small book kind of thing. Basically, it was his own preparation, like learn endgames from masters, and it had endgames from a lot of players, but mostly from Alekhine, Capablanca, and all those Botvinnik, all the basically the world champions. And the idea was to have some kind of book where, like, you not learn all the basic end games. You basically learn about the transition from middle game to end game. Yeah, like what pieces to keep, what to exchange, and what pawn structure to aim for. Generally, it was more like it was some kind of middle game to end game book. Yeah, so. And I used to carry it all the time, like, okay, and it was, and if you have, like, okay, some free time, you can just look through it, because like every 3-4 moves, he made a diagram. Yeah, So he can basically read the book quite blindfold. Yeah, like, okay, you don't need to. And the analysis all handwritten and so on. And he made the book himself. Like it was, what can I say? Like, it was a committed effort from my father. Yeah. So just, and in fact, after some time, I think he even gave the book like, okay, to other, just to, to encourage, like, to, I don't know whether it's still available right now, but that time, yeah, I mean, it was a big effort, yeah. So that's how I learned, like, end games, like, mostly from this, all this world champions and so on. And it's like a coherent work. It is not like it is, you have all the pieces, like, for instance, normally you start with the minor pieces and then the rooks and then finally the queen, yeah.
Yes.
So, and that's how I mostly learned end games, yeah. But more like from middle game to end game. Never like there is always this connection, yeah. Never like a separate end game stuff. So this Asian junior, okay, I mean, so basically I was working around 1997, yeah, 96, I think, yeah, 96, yeah, some April onwards I was working. I think probably in the somewhere around June or July, like, I would work like 3-4 months at home, yeah, not playing any event, just maybe even more, yeah, maybe 3-4, I think probably around 4 months, I just worked at home, no distractions, only working on chess, like, once in the morning, let's say I start after breakfast, and then only breaking for lunch, and then maybe a little bit of play in the evening. Yeah, so I would have worked like at least 7 to 9 hours every day, just on chess, myself bored, and then analyzing most of the things. And okay, at the time Fritz was there, but it was very weak. Yeah, like, okay, 95, 96 was quite weak. But I used to check my analysis with Fritz, like, and so this was going on, and then I went to, I think probably 96 or 97. I mean, that 2 months ago, probably check the dates. Yeah.
Yeah, like Asian Junior, I
So
think it was
96,
in Melbourne.
I went to Canada first. Yeah, I think first I went to Canada.
Like I couldn't find many results before 2000 because it was not available in FIDE. So
Yeah, but I have okay, I have games there. So this was, I think, yeah, 97. Yeah, I think it was probably 97. I left the school probably. So this tournaments were all in 97, I think. Yeah, so 97. Yeah, 97. So maybe the year I got it wrong. Yeah, probably 97, I think it is. So first, I got an invitation from Canadian Open. Yeah. So, and I was like 16, and so I was kind of, my parents were a little bit hesitant. Yeah, like, okay, I mean, so this was already costing a lot. I mean, you have to like go there, and but the organizer said, like, okay, I mean, just send the boy across, like, we'll take care of everything, like lodging, boarding, and all, we'll take care of. But just like, okay, send him across. So at the time I was, I think, already like 24, 30. Yeah. So you say that I made quite some progress. Yeah. And I didn't have, like, rating was quite, I didn't have any problem. I mean, full IM norms I probably didn't have, but rating was already 24, 30. I was like, okay, I mean, IM strength. So my parents were a little bit afraid, like, okay, to send the boy alone, that too halfway across the world. Yes. So, and my uncle, Mr. Sri Rajan, he sent an email to your like organizer. Those times, like, email was also a little bit hazy. Yeah, this dial-up stuff and so on. Yeah. So we got a reply from one South African family, like they said he was a doctor, Dr. Narayanas. So he said like, okay, we take care of the kid. Let's just come to Canada. So, and from there it's started a little bit. Like for instance, this Canadian Open, I was like 16, but they put me on a flight, and I was like traveling alone. Yeah, and before that, I have never traveled alone. I always traveled with the Indian coach mostly. So I traveled alone to Canada, and halfway through, I had to take a very long flight, like from here probably to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt to Toronto, and then Toronto to Winnipeg. Yeah, the Canadian Open was in Winnipeg. Yeah. So this, I was not okay. It was a bit shaky. Like okay, I mean, not feeling completely well. By Toronto, I reached somewhere in the evening, and because of this time difference, yeah, I slept in Toronto airport. Like I was just sitting in the desk, I mean waiting near the entry of the flight, and then I just slept there. Yeah. So they called my name like many times, but I did not go to the flight. I missed my flight.
Okay.
So and then I missed my flight. I was practically crying. Then they said, look, okay, don't bother. Like we'll put you on the next flight. Yeah. And then they put me on the next flight to Winnipeg. There was only one seat available, like very last seat of the flight. Yeah. Like okay, I mean somewhere around the end. Yeah. So then I reached Winnipeg, and afterwards it was quite good. I mean, I had a very good tournament, although I missed any norms in the tournament. I think I made IM norm in Canadian Open, but GM norm I missed by a whisker. Then from there, like, okay, I mean, I was staying with the family for a few days, and they helped me to get UK visa, yeah. So, and then from there, I directly went to England, yeah. So basically from here to Canada, like maybe I spent probably around 20-25 days in Canada, and then from there I went to England. And England, I think I spent a lot of time. Like I played the British Open, and then maybe a few tournaments as well, yeah. So and then I came back. So that time, like okay, I mean, you could already see there was, I mean, the working like 4 months without like break, and then that concentrated work had actually made a difference. Yeah, so I was already like playing better and so on. So this trip was quite memorable, and then I came back, and as usual, like once I came back, like okay, I mean, you have this normal routine, like you analyze your games, and I used to have this big registered notebooks. Yeah, so yeah, you like brought your a lot of your analysis. And then once I write my analysis, I used to input all those analysis into the computer, check with spreads. I mean, it was fairly standard stuff, yeah. Mainly the Fritz thing was like, you know, to check where if I had made any tactical errors, yeah, like something that is kind of obvious kind of thing. So because Fritz that time, okay, it was quite. I mean, what's right now, it's a completely different story altogether. But at the time, it was quite weak, yeah. So this, and then 97, yeah. So this was quite a good outing for me. But I came very close to the GM now, but nothing. I mean, it did not. I mean, did not happen that time, yeah. So Asian Junior, I think it was probably already it was. So 97, I played many tournaments apparently. Like there was also some North American Masters, and then a lot of tournaments in UK. Yeah, I think I probably spent like 3 months in UK. Like after Canada, so basically I spent around 3.5 months outside India.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, making it like I was cooking my own meals, and you know, that kind of thing. It generally builds a lot your confidence. Yeah, like okay, you can, you know. Okay. Of course, there are a lot of people helping. Without their help, it would have never been possible. But even then, you know, like okay, I mean, once you make that kind of trip when you're 16, and then you like survive like 3.5 months outside your home, and then when you come back, you have like a lot of confidence. Yeah. So now that you can handle everything. So, and then. I think 98 was 98. I think probably 97 National B I qualified. Yeah, I was already at this 97 P was my first. This was my I mean, I think I probably would have been top seed, maybe second seed of top seed in National B 97. This was held in Calicut. Yeah,
Yeah.
and already yeah, this tournament was playing quite. Although I could say that I had quite decent start, but the third round was a big scare because I was playing Humpy's father. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is this game. I kind of I have it in. I have the game. I mean, he completely outplayed me. Like okay, and I just I was quite lucky to you know. Like for instance, at some point I was just 2 points down for nothing, and then he blundered a knight. Yeah, otherwise it was like a hopeless game for me. Yeah, so luck was also playing this part. Yeah, and uh, so after this, I think after this one game, I think it was plain sailing. I think the rest of the games I was mostly. I mean, it was quite a decent tournament for me. I think I was playing quite well. Also, I should mention that 97 Goodricke tournament was very good for me. Yeah. This tournament organized by Mr. Mazumdar in Calcutta. Yeah, and that was my first tournament where I kind of started to beat GMs. Yeah, like I think in Goodricke 97 I already bet Levitt. Yeah. And Levitt game was quite popular because I sacrificed a full rook here and not much apparent composition. Although nowadays, if I check, I mean, sometimes later I checked this game, yeah, and then I found it was. I mean, the rook sacrifice was correct, but later on, okay, I mean, I made mistakes and so on. Both sides made mistakes. I won him actually. So 97, I think, yeah. So 97 was kind of a breakthrough year for me. Yeah. So after this, already I was getting quite close to the GM now, and the progress had already started. Like, okay, I mean, all this working was going well. And 97 National B, I qualified for the first time to National A. Yeah. So 97, and then what was this? Although I was playing other tournaments as well. I mean, it was 97. Actually, I played National Junior, but I did not manage to win. I was the top seed and so on, but did not manage to win this tournament. This was held somewhere in probably in Thrissur. Yeah, I lost I think 2 games. Yeah. I mean, it was a tough. Like what can I say? I was playing very well in senior tournaments, but when it came to age group events, it was not easy for me to because always you are the top seed and then there's a lot of pressure and so on. I only managed this in Asian Junior, that was in 99. Yeah, so only that was the event. 1998 already. This National A was playing quite well, yeah. Although later on, I lost a few games in between. Okay, one game there was so.
Yeah.
So Kunte managed to beat me in this 98 this thing. Yeah, I think it was a good game from him. Yeah, I mean, it was probably somewhere equal, but then later on I messed it up, and then actually it was even better. Yeah, but I messed it up later on. Yeah. No, that time I used to okay. I mean, play. I mean, of course you still have time trouble, but at least in managing a little bit. But those times it was even more time trouble. Yeah, where there is no increment. Yeah, so you're mostly playing without increment. Yeah. So and. I mean, this nationally, it was. I think I finished 6th in this event. Yeah, and just made it to the Indian team. Yeah. sixth or fifth time. Probably, yeah. I mean, just the last as the last person to make it into the Olympiad team, yeah.
Yeah.
And 1998 was my first Olympiad in Elista, yeah. It was a very I mean, as a young player, it was very good experience, yeah. And I think I made a good start by beating Kobalia, yeah. He was playing for the Russia B team, I think, at the time. And overall, I was quite. If I can check, let's take it. I think I made quite good. I think +5 or something, yeah. +5 or +6 on board 4, yeah. I lost just one game to Schulman, and I won one. Yeah, I made +6, yeah. So it was quite a strong showing for board 4. Like, and also I won some very good games, yeah. Like in the Olympiad. So this was kind of a booster for me at the time, yeah. First Olympiad, and okay, I was playing board 4. I think behind Barua was playing board 1, Tipsy was playing board 2, and I think Kunte was playing board 3. I was playing board 4, and then there was Saravanan, and then there was Anup Deshmukh. Yeah, so this was the team. So I was playing on board 4, and I had a very good result. Yeah. So this. And then 99 already, like 99 also actually it was one of the good years, yeah, because this was the time like I mean the national team was sent as there was this exposure tournaments, yeah. I mean the federation was sending the national team to exposure tournaments, yeah. So that time they sent to this Linares and Ubeda, yeah, the tournaments in Spain, yeah. So this was the January. I had quite a good outing both in Linares and in Ubeda, the open tournaments, yeah. And also there was 99. This Asian zonal was happening. Asian zonal, I just missed qualification by losing a tiebreaker to Tipse, yeah. But it was a huge fight. And already, like the next national I played. Now, by the next national when I started playing this national it was already something else has happened. Yeah. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, my current employers, yeah, they had offered me a job at that time, and by end of February, I was in their payroll. Yeah. So it was. I should thank them. Like, okay, I mean, they can never thank them enough. Yeah, they are still encouraging sports in a big way, and that time, like they were recruiting for chess players, and they recruited me, and it was big help from the main thing is like, okay, I mean, they are big help, and it's hello.
Yeah, there was some.
So this was already a big booster, yeah. Okay, I forgot to mention there was the year between 97 and 98, yeah. I got a sponsorship from DSQ Software, yeah, which I mean, those times, like, okay, I mean, when you leave school and then you try to join. Actually, when I joined my school, I just went for one day, and the next day the sponsorship came from DSQ Software. I decided, okay, let me go to chess again, yeah. So it was a big, what can I say? Like, okay, I mean, you've been playing for quite successfully for some time, and then if you don't have any financial support, yeah. So at the time when the company came forward, it was a big help, yeah, and it came through one Mr. Ravichandran. He was working in the railways, yeah. So one of his relatives recommended, and then the DSQ software, they sponsored me for 2 years, yeah. That was in 97 and 98, yeah. So this is so by 99, yeah. So ONGC had already kind of recruited me, and I mean, I think the difference was like, for instance, I just finished Goodricke, that normally happens in February. So the Goodricke tournament finished, and then before the next Asian zonal, I was already in the company. Yeah. So like within a month, I was, you could say financially stable. Yeah. And then you kind of don't have any worries, and then you can just concentrate on chess. Yeah. I mean, they were waiting for me to like complete 18 years so that they, I mean, like, okay, I could officially get a job and so on. Yeah. So once I completed 18, that was on Jan 99. So there was an interview, and then like they recruited me. Yeah. So afterwards, ONGC has been supporting me throughout, like providing, to go to tournaments, and it's more like a sponsorship, yeah. And then I'm allowed to stay at home and work on chess. So and even in this tough times, yeah, like, okay, we have meetings, and then all our senior, everyone is encouraging to, and to keep the motivation and keep continuing working and so on. Yeah. So it's a big help from our company ONGC. Yeah. So from there onwards, like, so 99, yeah, it was a very good year for me. Yeah. So because, like, financially, like, you're doing quite all right, and then you have only concentrating on chess and so on. So 99, I think that's where I also played the British Championship. I also had some good games. Generally, I was having quite a good tournament in the British Championship. Yeah, it's a pity that later on they stopped foreigners from competing. Yeah. So, so this Asian Junior was in September 99, as I see it, and I think I was the top seed. Yeah, and there was I was playing quite reasonably, and until move, and I think the 8th round was some problem. Yeah, I lost to Mas Hafizul Helmi from Malaysia. Yeah, but in the end, I think I won. Last round I won, and then there was Mas was also playing. Yeah, so if he won, then he would be champion. Yeah, because he beat me in the individual encounter. Yeah. And then immediately after this, when I finished my game, and I did not bother to look. I mean, I said, okay, if whatever happens, let it happen. So I just went to my room, and then kind of started to relax. Yeah. Everybody else in the Indian team like was okay, tense. Yeah, like, okay. I mean, so this guy is about to win the tournament, or maybe he won't win, but he's not even there to stay and then watch what the other fellow is doing. Yeah. But I was kind of okay. Let's see. If I win, then let me. If it's bound to happen, then okay. So I think Mas drew that game, so I won the tournament by a half point, I think. And then that's where I think I made my second GM norm. Yeah, I think I first made GM norm. I think I made it in the British Championship of 1998. So this was the tournament I got my second GM norm. And okay, it is not like a usual norm, like this where you play in a very strong event and then you make the GM this thing. But Asian Junior, it was quite prestigious at the time. Yeah. Okay, so you get a GM norm, and what can I say? Like um as far the work part was concerned, at the time I was, I mean, Grandmaster Barua, we approached, my dad and myself, we approached Grandmaster Barua, and we were training with him. He helped me magnanimously. He helped me at the time. Yeah, like we used to play the training games and we analyzed the games. I mean, and it was very, like he was already a GM. He was already stronger. He was much stronger than me. Not in terms of rating, but kind of experience and so on. But yeah, that time it was quite magnanimous of him to help me at the time. I mean, I stayed in his house and we worked, and it was a big boost. Like, I mean, you play with a strong player, and then to have many training games with them and so on, and that time it was like a big boost. You make progress, yeah, a lot of progress and all. I analyzed all these games, and when I look at those games right now, like, okay, I mean, it was it gives a plus extra. And I think the next one was uh, yeah. I think this is where we third GM. There was not. I did not probably make to the. There was a. I think there was a 30 game rule. Yeah, you have to complete 30 games to get the GM title. Yeah, at the time, I think. I mean, if even if you get 3 norms, if you didn't play 30 enough games, then you're not getting sufficient number of games. Yeah. So I think that was one issue. So I finished my title in Commonwealth of 2000. Yeah, it was a very good tournament for me. Beating. I did not lose any games. I did lose. No, I did not lose any games in the Commonwealth. Yeah, I think I made a few draws and made +5. And first time I think I won the Commonwealth championship. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Although there was a tie for first place, I think. I mean, the tournament they tied for first place, but Commonwealth Championship was given to me because the others were not in Commonwealth countries. Yeah. So, and uh, I mean, this period was like kind of big boost in Indian chess. Yeah, and AICF was conducting a lot of tournaments. Like, for instance, there was this Chalapati Grandmaster tournament in two. This is where this event, yeah. But I think that's where Hari Krishna for developing juniors, and then they were given opportunities to play against strong grandmasters. Yeah. So
Hello.
uh, hello.
Hello. There is. I cannot see your video, sir. So, hello. Yeah. Go on.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Go on.
Yeah. So this was 99, and I think I won my first national A in 2000. I think sure, probably yeah. Um, no, not 2000. 2000 not. I think it was in 99 in Nagpur. Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
Nagpur. Yeah. No, Nagpur was like I mean, a very lucky place for me. Yeah, just uh, I also won the national A in 2002. And in general, I mean, I would say that the state of Maharashtra is actually quite lucky for me. I won a lot of tournaments in Maharashtra. Yeah. So just sometimes you, I mean, I don't know about other players, but some places you just feel lucky. Yeah. I don't know. It happens to many players, I think. Yeah. Croatia was also quite lucky for me. I had some of the 100 plus performances in Croatia. Yeah, it just happens. Yeah, you know, you feel quite relaxed and you play your best chess. So,
Yes.
and what can I say? That time, yeah. So there were so many tournaments. Like the time AICF organized this Vipro, Chalapati, Pentamedia, Grandmasters. And this was an opportunity for me to play against many top grandmasters, like at least let's say 2600, 2550 to 2600 grandmasters, and it helped me to make a lot of progress. Yeah, I was constantly playing against strong opposition, analyzing these games, and you know, building my opening repertoire and many things. Yeah, like also training. Yeah, and there were also training camps by AICF at the time. Like I there was a camp with Salo before the Olympiad in 2000, and there was a camp with Vladimirov many times. Yeah, I mean it all. It's not just you. You could be becomes quite strong. It has to be like I mean everything has to come together. Yeah. So that time it came together for me. Like okay, I mean getting to play strong opposition, working with strong grandmasters, and training with strong grandmasters. So that's and afterwards, let's say. Uh, Even though I played the World Junior in 2000, it was nothing special for me. Yeah. I think the next breakthrough came in the Olympiad, yeah, 2000 Olympiad. Yeah, it was in Istanbul, yeah, and I was playing top board, like, and there was one game I remembered quite well because this was against Shabalov, where I sacrificed an exchange in the center. And okay, I used to play B3 as well, like at the time. So I won with using one B3 against a 2600 guy. So it was already something like, uh, I mean, it is kind of an idea that not only the opening counts. Like you can also play something that is offbeat, and then if you have a good middle game strength, you can actually make create a good game. Yeah. So I mean, the opening was nothing special. I kind of played some normal stuff. Like we both developed some pieces, and afterwards I started to create some problems for my opponent, and then I managed to outplay him in the middle game. Yeah. So this was one special game, and also to mention the game against Topalov. Yeah. Like this was a King's Indian, and it was a huge fight. And I was having at some point, I was having two knights. He was having a single pawn, and I managed to block it somewhere on, I think somewhere probably on head six, yeah. But I think this is already not enough for. No, it was the problem was the king was blocking the pawn, yeah. If I had the knight blocking the pawn on h5, then it was possible to win. Yeah, but the king was blocking the pawn, and then so I couldn't really push his king to the corner. Yeah. So once I moved my king, he just pushed it and gave it away, and it was a draw. Yeah. And it's actually a bit surprising to me that we still, we could have agreed to a draw immediately, yeah, but neither of us was willing to offer a draw to each other, and then we were playing until we reached a stalemate position. Yeah. And by the Olympiad, like, okay, I mean, I was already making big progress. Yeah, I lost two games, one to Leko and another to Kazanchanov, like already 2,700 players both. And this was already, I mean, good lessons. Yeah, like, okay, I mean, how, like you get to play like very top of the players. And, okay, the draw against Topolo was a big boost for me. Like, you boost your confidence. Yeah, like you draw against guy who is on the top 10, and then you're drawing with black. It's like a big confidence booster. Yeah. So Olympiad was already this thing, and next step was World Cup in India. Yeah. Although I was not qualified for the World Cup, that time AICF gave me a kind of local entry. Yeah. So I mean, I missed my qualification in the Asian Zonal in '99. But somehow, okay, they said, okay, India was conducting the World Cup in New Delhi, and then okay, it was quite. What can I say? It's an experience. The first round, okay, I managed to beat Simatove in a nice game with Queen sacrifice. Like I sacrificed my Queen for just Rook and Bishop, but then. My bishop was covering my king, and my rook was roaming freely, and it was quite a good game. Yeah, like after this queen sacrifice, basically he has no counterplay on anywhere on this side, and my rook was collecting all the pawns. Yeah, and then I managed to win with this, and then queen my pawn. Yeah, later on, it's quite. I mean, at the time, it was a game that many people took notice, because normally don't see that kind of stuff like that too in the World Cup. Yeah, you sacrifice a queen because it's a high stakes tournament. Yeah, like, okay, I mean, once you lose one game, you just kind of go out of the tournament. Yeah, so that game I quite still cherish. And second round I lost to Van Willy. Yeah, so it was. Okay, what can I say? I mean, this inexperience was showing. Yeah, like I think with white I pushed one too many with the white pieces, and then at some point I lost control. Yeah, and I couldn't come back. Yeah, like, okay, I mean, if you lose one game with white, especially, then it becomes even difficult to come back with black in the second round of the World Cup. Yeah, but okay, people have managed, but even then it was at the time I did not do it. So next up was like Hastings Premier event. I think I shared first place in Hastings Premier. Yeah. Okay, it was a very nice event, and I should mention that I got invited because of the international arbiter Stuart Rubin. Yeah. He was here in Calcutta in '96, and in one of the games, like we were playing, there was too much time trouble, and at some point, I made my move, and then I virtually banged the clock. Yeah. So, and then something happened, and then all the pieces went flying away, and my opponent lost on time. So, like of course, my opponent protested, and we immediately agreed to a draw. Yeah, like, okay, I mean, it's okay. It was my mistake also. So I shouldn't be given a win in this case. So I kind of got a fair play award for in the tournament in the Commonwealth. Yeah, '96. So I was. So he was like quite impressed that I think that's what I think, probably just that a 16-year-old could keep a balanced head when things go wrong, like, okay, accept this mistake and so on. So he invited me to this. I think that's how I got this invitation to Hastings Premier. I mean, it was a closed event, but I was like probably second or third seed, yeah, probably. Zhang Zhang was probably first seed, maybe at the time, yeah. I mean, it was a good, not Zhang Zhang, maybe Spielman was first seed, yeah, probably. I think I made +3 and quite a good result, yeah. So this time you can see that I mean I was already making quite a lot of progress, and by 2001 I had already crossed 2600. Yeah, so it was a big jump at the time. Yeah, so and what can I say? Like okay, it goes on. I have my this thing. I played a lot of tournaments thereon, but nothing significant. I would say. Yeah, and then the next significant year was probably 2002. I think. Yeah. I mean, the end of 2001 and the start of 2002, that's when I made my next big jump. Yeah. 2001, there was a AICF Golden Jubilee tournament in Calicut. Yeah. I think I shared first place. And during this time, I was playing too much. Like, I mean, you have this energy of this 21-year-old, yeah, you have a lot of energy. And then also, I had lost a lot of weight. Like I mean I used to weigh something like close to 90 kilos at one point, yeah, and then everybody like okay around me was telling me like you become too fat and so on, you should reduce weight and so on. And then my dad put me to a gym, like, and then I worked very hard, like okay, and after 2 3 years I managed to reduce it somewhere close to 65 kilos, yeah, so almost like 20 25 kilos. And so that once you kind of reduce the weight and then you kind of stabilize it, yeah, so you have a lot of energy, yeah, so that time like okay I was playing non-stop, yeah. I think that was one of the last few times I was playing so much non-stop chess, yeah. So and this was the end of February, I think the end of 2001, December 2001, I started playing, like I played like 5 or 6 events in a row. And I managed to take 5 first places, shared or otherwise, like shared first place or like clear first. Yeah. So this was the 2002 was like a big. I mean, 2002 start was a very very big year for me. I already crossed like 2600, and then I was like somewhere close to 2630 already. Yeah. So and then later on, okay, I mean, a lot of tournaments and so on. Like I managed to uh, get this equal first in Tanchim Nam Cup in China. Yeah, China was quite satisfying because the food was quite difficult to handle there. Yeah, so it was quite nice to. I mean, I shared first place. Probably not. I think I did not win on tiebreak or something. I just shared. Maybe I won a tie. I don't know. Just to be checked. Yeah, probably. But okay. But I think I shared first place, yeah, in this tournament. Yeah, and then. Oh, in general, it was going quite all right. The next big step was the Olympiad in 2002. Yeah, so this happened in Bled, Slovenia. Yeah, so that was the first time I actually managed to play Kasparov. Yeah, in on an over the board competition. Yeah, so I was like young and upcoming junior, 22 years, and so he had just I mean in 2000 he had lost the title to Kramnik, and he was like burning to come back to get the return match and so on. Yeah. So he was leading the Russian team, and we played okay. I mean the game was quite not I mean I would say I should have played much better, yeah. But the fear of playing Kasparov was like really too much, yeah. I mean, I was like preparing like a maniac before this game, and it was quite tough, yeah. I knew he was playing this A6 Slav at the time, like, but I was not able to make any. I mean, no significant ideas against this one, and at some point I blundered a pawn, and then it was just gone. Yeah. I hope if I get a chance again, I'll probably play a much better game, yeah, than this one, yeah, for sure. But in general, the Olympiad went quite well for me, except for this loss against Kasparov and Korchnoi, yeah, another legend of chess. Yeah, I mean Korchnoi was much better, but then at some point I lost control. Yeah, and then he simply took over and beat me. Yeah, just and this was quite an instructive lesson from Korchnoi and Kasparov. Yeah, like okay, I mean the real world class players. I mean, so that's how we like. But it is normally happening. Like okay, I mean, if once you get to play the top players, yeah, you get to you know the very best. They'll give you the lessons, and it so happened like okay, I mean. So this Olympiads was basically a very good training ground for me, I should say. Yeah. Like right from '98, but from 2000 onwards, it was even better because I was playing board one for India. Yeah, so you really get to play the best of the best. Yeah, and so
So, sir,
then
I
we move
generally
on.
wanted to ask you a lot of improvement.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask, yeah, because if I speak about my career, it probably goes on and on. Yeah, like okay, I mean, there is a lot of many pleasant memories for me to remember, and then you probably won't have enough time to ask all the questions. So just go on with your questions. Yeah, probably I should answer them. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Already, it's you promised 1 hour, and it's already 1 hour 15 minutes.
No, okay, we can go on. Yeah, it's not a problem right now. Yeah.
So I'll just ask a few audience questions which I got from some of my friends and also like some of the
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah,
viewers.
sure.
So the first question is like generally, do you set goals? Like, do you have yearly goals or daily goals? And what is your general motivation? What do you aim for? Like,
Generally, I'm quite happy when I play a good game. Yeah. For instance, last year I beat Artemiev in the tournament in Russia. Yeah, this was in Volkovsky Karpo event. Yeah, so I this is okay. I mean, I guess I mean he got out prepared in this game. Like okay, I mean he went into a line which was considered worse with black, and then I managed to get in my preparation. Yeah. I this was a good game for me because the finish was also great, and it's like a kind of immortal game for me. Yeah. It's probably remember it all my life. Yeah. So I mean, this is my basic idea about chess is to create good games. Yeah, that is my main motivation. Yeah, and if you have to create good games, you should be like working on all areas of chess. Yeah, it's not like not only the openings. Opening, of course, I have to work. There's no other way, but also I work on many areas in general. Like okay, I mean, right now I'm coming back to this Kasparian's 25-45 dominations. Yeah, I mean it's a very light read. Like the variations are like very straightforward. But when like when you work, when you wake up in the morning and then you want to get into a mood for chess, it's like when you solve like 10 problems every day. Like okay, I mean it gives you like okay, now you have a good mood for chess. You can continue the main stuff if you want to work on openings or other stuff like. Also, I work a lot on this Agat's books for training, yeah, calculation and attack and defense and so on. It's many examples like okay where you have to actually calculate. Yeah, I mean I try to get it at least 6 exercises per day. Okay, I mean if it's possible, like especially before tournaments, I definitely want to get at least 6 exercises per day. So something that will take me around. I mean, if I'm in very good shape, then it's okay. Probably I can finish very quickly. But if you're not in good shape, no, it's more about understanding about yourself, like how good shape you're in, like, and then so on. And could you repeat the second part of the question again, please?
so generally, I wanted to know if you set goals like daily goals, like
Set goals, yeah. Set goals, yeah. No, set goals, yeah. Definitely, I would set goals like to. have come back to a certain rating and so on. Like I was over 26, 2700 one sometime, and just definitely want to come back to 2700. The thing is, like, there are, many things, but I would generally be quite happy to play good games as such, like in every tournament that I play. So that is more like a standard goal all the time. But as let's say, my general approach to life is like, you should be better than, let's say, yesterday. Like every moment, like we should try to get better. Like you work on chess, and in general, working on chess gives me happiness. Like, okay, when you find new ideas, even at home, at the board, everywhere. Like, okay, so that's what motivates me to keep going. Like, and also when you do it with all your commitment and so on, it's more like you should whenever if you're working on something that you're happy with, like generally quite content, yeah. And also like okay, goal, I would say I would like to get my rating back to 2700. That is my current goal right now. And yearly goal is very difficult to say. Yearly goal, probably it's very difficult but on a daily basis, I rather think that, okay, then the person you are yesterday, the person you are today, that person should be better in any small way, like any little things. Okay, to get better, it need not be chess as well. Your general character also, like, okay, you learn a lot of new things about your world, and then like, okay, you teach something, or you help people. It doesn't really matter about chess alone. Like, okay, something you should get better. Yeah. So that's my general attitude towards life. Yeah. So if I feel like, okay, I was a bit better than yesterday, like I'm a better person as such, let's say, then it should be enough for me. Yeah. Like, okay, just one step at a time. Yeah. Like, okay. And that's my general approach towards life. Yeah.
And like coming to physical fitness, like I have heard that you play professional tennis. So are you playing tennis these days?
No, 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 not professionally. Like just physical fitness. I used to play. Right now, okay, I just spend like half an hour on yoga and half an hour on aerobics. Yeah, about an hour every day. So it's not totally without anything. But I play badminton. Yeah, tennis I used to play when I was very young, but later on, badminton became the main physical activity for me. Like I think last year also, I play in clubs where the guys are going to tournaments and so on. It's not like I play with guys who play local tournaments. Yeah, it's not like very quite decent opposition. Yeah. No, okay, badminton court also quite competitive. Yeah, it's not like it's like quite what can I say, with the enthusiasm and energy and so on. Yeah, and I do enjoy playing badminton. It's no, what can I say? It's just probably if I'm at the court, at least I try to get in at least 3 to 4 games every day. Yeah. And the guys are like professionals. Like they train for like first 15 to 20 minutes, and it's not like they only come to play and so on. Yeah, so they also train before they start playing. Yeah. So
And sir, yeah.
just it's just it's a badminton is a very nice sport, and I enjoy it. Yeah.
And sir, do you train on like mental training? Do you do some mental training like meditation or something?
Meditation, it's quite difficult for me. I'm kind of, it's not like if I put my mind to it, I can actually achieve it. But I prefer reading books, yeah, and I like a lot of self improvement books. It's one of my favorite subjects, yeah, and have read quite a lot, yeah. In fact, the last book And I think this deep work made a very good impression on me. I was reading it during my tournament in Penast. Yeah, I think it was in 2016 where I had lost a lot of rating at the time, and then I was trying to come back. Yeah, so this deep work, I basically even during breakfast, lunch, and dinner, every time I was reading only this book, and this book was quite good. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to make an improvement. The author mainly mentions about how to create quality time to work. Yeah, like you have a lot of distractions in the world, and with the internet and so on, and you have to create quality time for yourself to get better at what you do. Yeah, so this was a very good concept. Yeah, and I finished the book like during the tournament itself, and I reread it again during the tournament. Yeah, so I liked the book very much, and I read a lot. As far as meditation, okay, I mean, I could do it. Like, okay, I mean, during my yoga session, I generally sit for like 7 minutes, but I guess I can improve to, let's say, 10, 15 minutes and maybe even half an hour. But I don't see it happening right now because probably there are other things to do. Yeah. But maybe I have this idea. Probably it calms down the mind. But in general, when I'm doing yoga, it is calming down my mind. Yeah, so it's I would recommend yoga to anyone. Like I learned yoga like when I was like maybe quite young, like 12, 13 or so. But then in between, there was this period where I was really sweating it out in either in the gym or in the badminton court. It was somehow this yoga took a backseat. Now I'm going back to yoga again, like okay, as a form of relaxation and very good stretches. I think yoga I would recommend to everyone. Like, okay, I mean, whenever it's possible, like, okay, and especially at home if you have nothing else to do, like, okay, for instance, right now, I think yoga is one of the best things to keep yourself fit. I don't know whether I could actually lose weight with yoga, but at least you have stretching muscles and so on. Like you keep yourself healthy. Yeah.
And sir, like, what is your routine before a round or something? Like, do you do anything specific?
Depends on the round. Yeah, if there is a morning round, I generally. I mean, I try to get a. In general, I try to get a good sleep. But most of the time, if it's an evening round, let's say I try to shut down all my preparation like 2.5 2 hours before this thing. Let's say the round is at 3. I try to have lunch around at 1, and after this I don't prepare at all. Like okay, I'm not preparing. So whatever preparation has to be done like before, like let's say 2 to 3 hours before the game, and then before 2 hours to shut down, and then try to get a little bit of sleep or a walk maybe, but mostly sleep. Yeah, like a 20-minute kind of nap kind of thing. Yeah, and then wake up and then take a bath and then go fresh to the game. Yeah, it is more like my routine. Yeah, and off late I'm trying to avoid coffee in the afternoons. Yeah, because it's interfering with your sleep kind of thing. But before before the game, it's more like this: like have lunch like at least 2 hours before, like any kind of food, even if it's whatever be the round, like have 2 hours before so that you get enough time to digest and then try to relax. Yeah. Sometimes I solve a little bit of combinations, like okay, I mean this chess.com is there, like you have this solving stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, puzzle rush.
But solving is more like a regular feature. It's not like before the round thing. I generally also I solve quite a lot. Yeah, so it's. I think solving is important because you keep you can get an idea of how fresh or probably if you're in bad shape, then okay, you can adjust accordingly. Other things. Yeah.
Sir, I wanted to ask a lot of questions, but unfortunately, like in 1 hour, I have an exam in my college, so I have to go. So, and like maybe if we are free, we
No,
can do. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe if you are free, we can do another interview. And I also wanted to discuss later part of your career, like reaching 2700, and later you won
Sure,
many
sure.
tournaments. So if you
Okay.
are free, maybe we can do one more interview. And also I had lot more audience questions, so maybe we could do it later, sir. And yeah, and yeah, anyway, thanks
Sure.
for
No,
coming, sir.
sure.
Unfortunately, like I had a exam, like my exam is at 2 o'clock, so unfortunately I have to go now. So that is the problem. And I wanted to finish it in 1 hour.
Good luck for your exam. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And it was a lot of fun, like these stories and all, and it was so inspirational. I hope the audience also like found it inspirational and they learned a lot.
I hope the audience liked it too. Yeah.
So and
But I mean, it's not so easy. Like, okay, I mean, when you're asking questions about those days, yeah, there are a lot of stories that is coming up. So basically, it is taking me off that subject. Like, okay, I mean, and then it's a lot of pleasant memories. Yeah. So I actually not. I kind of. I hope maybe. I mean, you can actually ask more. I don't know which is actually more. Appealing to the audience, like for instance the stories, or like actually they want to know how to develop and so on. But okay, it's kind of mixed. Yeah, so I mean, if you don't have pleasant memories about your young days, okay, it's kind of hard to to remember those things. Yeah, like, okay, so
yeah,
I hope I maybe another time. Yeah.
yeah, sure,
So
sir. We would love to have you on the show again and talk more about your career. And these stories were really great. The 90 from 97 to 2002, your games against Kasparov and Korchnoi. So thank you for giving us some time for the interview, and hopefully we'll have you again on the show. Thank you, sir.